Hi everybody and welcome back. My name's Melissa and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. Today's tip is to figure out your non-negotiables. So I was looking for a house in Florida years ago. It was 2013 and the guy asked me, what are your non-negotiables? And some of them were shocking to me. Apparently some people will not live in a subdivision that doesn't have an entrance that's like a fancy subdivision entrance because they want to feel like they're going home to like a resort or something. But I feel like that is really important and can translate to so many things. So for me, when I was buying this house, there were some non-negotiables. I had decided to move up to Illinois, and I was debating, I still kind of wish that I'd moved out by Starved Rock, but I am not a brave person. And so I didn't. And part of it, too, is that I really just thought that I wasn't capable, so I wanted to be somewhat close to a support system that I really don't use anymore, so maybe I was capable. Anyways, I wanted it to be small. It didn't have to be tiny, but ideally I wanted like a 200 square foot little wooden cabin kind of a thing, but I knew that would be hard. I didn't want to go over 1,000 square feet. I wanted to stay in like the 900. I wanted to stay in the 200 to 900 square foot range. I had to own the land, and I had to. I wanted to own the land, or I had to own the land. That was a non-negotiable, and I wanted a yard. Because my kid loves to be outside. And when we first moved, they were still, they weren't little, but So I chose this place. And I'd looked at a lot of places in this subdivision and around town and throughout. And some of them had some really horrible things. One of them, the bathroom was very difficult to maneuver around because of the way it was designed. It was weird, the toilet felt I don't know, it was cramped. And then and oh my god, I don't even know how I would have cleaned the floor around that toilet because there was this much space between the wall and the edge of the toilet, so how are you gonna get in and around? I don't know. And then as we were looking at the house, all of a sudden we heard this loud bang. It was across from a I don't know, a rock thing, I don't know, they crushed rock or made cement or something, but it was so loud. And I mean, honestly, I was so excited about the location initially because it was less than a block from the playgrounds, and it was just really great. And I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe there. Sorry, it's storming. But that didn't work. So I really was kind of this is what I want. I did not want a park model. I did not want to live in a metal box, but I did want a tiny home. I wanted to own my own land, which I do. And I have a yard, and then I'm right next to an empty lot, so it kind of increases the amount of space my kid has to play in. So it really did fit everything. I wanted a loft. It does not have a loft. but a loft was not non-negotiable. And it has a den that's my kids' room. So you wanna look at what are your non-negotiables. What are you not willing to do? And then work backwards from there. And so this can kind of go for anything in life. And once you know what you're not willing to do, you'll know what you're willing to sacrifice to make what you want happen. So I own my own home and I have a place to live. I have a super low mortgage. The amount I was willing to pay and the mortgage being low was a non-negotiable as well. So, sorry, my taxes are low. My HOA is high, but it includes water and trash, so at least there's that. But it can be that way for anything. So, let's say you want to get a different job. Now, all of us would absolutely love a job where it paid 6 figures a year and you worked 6 hours a week, and who wouldn't love that, right? But let's face it, that's not what's going to happen. So then you have to figure out your non-negotiables. I will not take a job where I make less than $57,000 a year. I will not take a job where I have to work more than 50 hours a week. Because a lot of jobs require overtime. I will not take a job that doesn't have decent medical benefits. I mean, like, there's all of these things. And so you anytime you're going to make a purchase, anytime you're going to switch careers, anytime you're going to do anything. One of the reasons I frequently don't purchase stuff is because there are so many non-negotiables on my list that in the end I'm like, I guess I just didn't need it. Clothing especially is very difficult for me because I have so many sensory challenges. So if it doesn't feel right, and like there's so many things, like it's not just about the fabric. So I have to find a fabric that feels good on the outside and the inside, because the inside touches my skin, but I have like a habit of touching the outside, and then it has to sound right, because like if I move my arms and it sounds funny, that's an issue. And then it has to fit right, so like the cut has to be right. If something's too tight in the armpits, I can't have it. So I have this long list of non-negotiables when it comes to clothing. And crazy thing is that the most negotiable thing is the way it looks. Like, there's very few colors that I absolutely won't wear. Not a huge fan of chartreuse. But, and I definitely necessarily wouldn't buy something, but I don't know, like, okay, so I guess colors are kind of important, but they're the least important, because, it's less on the sensory challenges, I guess. Though kind of sometimes, because some colors hurt my eyes. So a lot of the time I end up just like not buying anything because I have such a long list of non-negotiables, and that's okay. So whenever you're going to purchase something, whether it's a little purchase or a major purchase, whenever you are going to switch jobs, whenever you're going to do whatever, figure out your list of non-negotiables and then work backwards from there and figure out what you are willing to sacrifice and what you're not. And if you end up not buying something, that's okay. Obviously, sometimes you have to buy something, or rent something. Like, you can't be like, oh, well, haven't found the perfect apartment, so I guess I'll just be homeless. I mean, you can, but I don't know if I'd recommend that. But work back from your list of non-negotiables and then figure out what you can sacrifice to make your dreams work, and get the most bang for your buck. Anyways, again, my name is Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.